Hi, I'm Melissa Shea, President and CEO of the Long Island Real Estate Investors Association. 2 decades ago, on a dare, I purchased my first home with no money down. I received $7,000 cash at the closing and earned $200 a month in passive income, all while my tenant was paying the mortgage.
Since then, we've purchased over $30 million in real estate and have taught people just like you how to do the same. Go to outoftheratracepodcast.com, register, and let us teach you how to become financially independent through real estate investing today. Hey guys, you're listening to Out of the Rat Race podcast. Have you always wanted to be financially independent through real estate investing, but you're not quite sure where to begin? Then you're listening to the right show because that's what we teach. Go to outoftheratracepodcast.com, register, and we'll send you our ebook that'll explain to you where to get the money to begin investing in real estate. You'll also receive email notifications on our upcoming promotions and events and much more. Be sure to follow us and turn on your notifications so that you're kept up to date on all of our new content, which is uploaded 1 to 3 times a week. And with that being said, let's get into today's episode. So if this is your first time joining in, my name is John Shea, and sitting across from me today is my beautiful young wife, Melissa J. Shea. Today we're going to be discussing C-corps, S-corps, and LLCs. It's a subject that normally takes a back seat, but honestly, it's just as important as the motor that runs your business. But first, Melissa wants to tell you a little embarrassing backstory of herself.
Embarrassing?
It needs to be embarrassing.
It needs to be embarrassing. I was a gymnast when I was younger, so I thought I could do gymnastics everywhere. I remember having an argument with my mother, and I decided to walk our fence, which was like a, 6-8 foot fence.
Was it like one of those metal fences?
No, it's the wood fences with those funny little spokes on them,
So like a stockade.
Yeah, but it's more decorative stockade or whatever.
Fancy.
Fancy. So I thought, I would walk on it like a balance beam, even though a balance beam is 4 inches wide. This was like, an 1.5 inches. And I was walking, I was doing fine, but my pants leg caught on to one of the spokes on it.
Right.
And I tumbled down like a little pendulum and was swinging, help me, back and forth. So it was kind of embarrassing, and I broke my leg. So that's my first time breaking my leg.
Is that the one where you were cut and then went to a competition and were bleeding all over the place?
No, that was a different
Okay, we'll fill us in on that one real quick. Hang on, this is a good one.
Really? Okay. No. So I competed on the USGF, which is the United States Gymnastics Federation. That was the National Association back when I was eons ago. And so I was competing on the nationals, and my mother was so afraid on everything. I couldn't do anything while we stayed at the hotel. It was in Buffalo at the time, and wasn't allowed to go on any of the roller coasters, anything like that, because I was prone to accidents. And literally they called my number. I did my salute. I go in, and I tripped on the mat, and I sliced my foot open. It was blood sweating everywhere. So I started my routine, but the judges stopped it so that I could bandage myself. So, yeah, it's quite humiliating, too.
Excellent.
Thanks for bringing all those up.
No problem. That's Melissa's embarrassing stories. All right. So S-corps, C-corps, and LLCs, we're going to do a definition on those. But, Melissa, first and foremost, why is it important to have a corporation? And give an example what could happen to you if you don't have one.
Okay. So before I answer that, I want to preface this show with you should always seek legal advice from your attorney and accountant when it comes to these types of matters. We're just giving a general overview for informational purposes only.
Correct.
So please don't take this as financial advice or business advice. I'll just tell you what we commonly do and what goes on. So, sorry, repeat that question again. What was I forgot the question now.
Why is it important to have a corporation? And if you could give an example of what could happen if you don't.
Sure. So corporations and LLCs provide an asset protection. So that
an LLC is a corporation, right? Limited liability corporation.
Company, actually.
Oh,
so
okay.
The difference is that if I were to do business as Melissa Shea and I opened up a sole proprietorship, that means 100% of the liability of whatever I do in my company can go after my personal assets. Very dangerous way of doing business.
So they could sue you directly.
Correct. So I have a customer, let's say I have a landscaping business, and I have a customer who a rock, spits out and
breaks a window
or something like that. Now they can sue not my company, they would sue me personally. So let's say they get a judgment, and with that judgment, it would go against my personal car or my personal house. So always have the asset protection. If you're doing business, there's a reason why they have S-corps, LLCs, and C-corps. It's because you're doing business, and it should stay in the business name.
Excellent. All right. So let's see. We have our first emailed in question. It's from Theodore in Cedarhurst. But first, I want to talk about our sponsor, Sal Rizzolo. Is this market driving you crazy? Even heading into the winter market, we're still dealing with never-before-seen hurdles for first-time homebuyers and investors alike. If you look close, a majority of these complications actually lie on the financing side of things, and that's why we've partnered with Sal Rizzolo, a branch manager at Cardinal Financial. Sal Rizzolo has closed over 500 loans in his time at Cardinal Financial and can confidently say he's encountered almost any financial situation in regards to home financing. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or just somebody who wants information and clarification on how to proceed to the next step, Sal Rizzolo welcomes and encourages all of your calls. An investor and seasoned realtor prior to financing, all of your questions will be answered, whether it be from Sal personally or someone in his network. Feel free to reach out to Sal at 631-946-0654. Once again, that's 631-946-0654, and let him help you identify and get on the path to financial freedom. All right, we're back. Thank you, Sal, for everything that you do. And we got our first question here. Let's see what it is. So the first question is from Theodore in Cedarhurst. Melissa, I understand you just had an event at the Hilton. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend. When is the next event?
Yeah, that would be our holiday event on December 8th. It's a Wednesday night. And remember, the first hour, we have the open bar for networking.
Thank you, Sal.
So 6:30 to 7:30, we are doing our event for networking. And then right after that, we are tying in with some educational content. And then we're going to go back to offering of some deals and prizes because it's the holiday event.
Okay, and that's free for members. Membership is $225 for the year, which is less than $1 a day. It is $50 at the door.
Yep.
How much online?
$39 if you don't pre-register, and you get a $10 discount if you pre-register 1 week prior.
Or if you've never been to an event before and you would like to attend for free, go to outoftheratracepodcast.com, register, and send us an email, and we'll give you a free ticket for your first event. Okay, which brings us to random question number 1. And thank you for that question, Theodore. Melissa, have you ever lied about your birthday to get a free dessert at a restaurant?
No.
Or, like about not just your birthday, but anybody's birthday.
Oh, yeah, yours.
Just for the free dessert?
No, just to embarrass you because you hate your birthday.
That's true.
That was it.
Well, thank you. Question number 2. What is an S-corp and who is it for?
All right. So going back to the actual topic of conversation here, S-corps. S-corp stands for a small corporations, right? And you fill out what's called an 1120 filing form. That means your business files taxes separately than you personally, and whatever comes, your net after your income, your expenses, whatever that net income is, that goes on your personal taxes. So it's a pass-through. You only pay like a franchise fee to the or a small tax to the state. So average is anywhere from $25 to $500 a year to file as an S-corp. You pay that to the state, and then whatever the net amount is, that counts as your personal income. So that's kind of the benefits of an S-corp are you get to waive self-employment tax, so you save a little bit. You can pay yourself in dividends. You have to put yourself on a payroll. It's owned by stock, so you sell and exchange stock, and that would have, your 4 people. Your main people is your president, your vice president, your treasurer, and your secretary. So that's pretty much an S-corp.
So is there like a limit to how many employees you could have under an S-corp? Or
no, there's no restrictions on that. But the difference between an S-corp and a C-corp is C-corp pretty much follows the same thing, but a C-corp is not a pass-through to your personal tax returns. A C-corp files and pays its tax return, so it's almost like a double taxation, and then you have to pay your personal taxes that you get from the business. So remember, you're always on the payroll for an S-corp. Okay, so that's one of the requirements to have an S-corp.
Okay, and you'll have to repeat some of that coming to the next question that you prematurely answered. But we have a second emailed in question. Thank you for answering that one. This is from Teresa in Sayville, and this is a good question because you're going to have to explain the question as you hear it.
Okay.
From Teresa in Sayville. Melissa, how do you comp a white elephant?
Okay, so that's a loaded question.
Let's explain that.
A white elephant is the house that doesn't really fit in the neighborhood. It's too big. It's too maybe overdone or something like that. So it stands out from the rest of the neighborhood.
It's like all the houses being 1,400 square foot ranches, and you have a 3,200 square foot
on an acre
contemporary.
Yeah. So that's actually a really good question for a good appraiser. But they have to take into account either they do it on a basis of square footage as a way of comping it, or in some areas like us who don't comp based on square footages, you're going to have to comp it against other similar white elephants in the surrounding area. So that could be a difference of a mile radius of like up to 5 miles in certain areas. But yeah.
Good question, Teresa. Thank you so much. All right, random question. Other than the job that you currently have, what would you like to have as your job? If you were unreal estate related, what job would you like to take on?
I did travel agent. I actually would love to be in the travel industry again. I really enjoyed that. Maybe a tour guide. I don't know.
A tour guide.
No, like how they would. Maybe a cruise director. Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, cruise director. I could see that. That's just because you like traveling.
Yeah, but and I also like entertaining, like hosting events and stuff like that. So I think I would love to be a cruise director if I had another life.
Okay, great. Question number 3, back to topic here. And here you go with the repeating. What is a C-corp? Who is it for? And how does it differ from an S-corp?
Okay, so it bears worth repeating on these topics, okay? Because when you're thinking about investing or opening any type of business, you have to ask yourself, is it an operating business or a passive income business? So what's the difference, right? So an operating business would be your obvious ones like construction, a travel agency, but it also could be things like an online business, things where you're working and manually doing day-to-day operations, okay? So that would be it. Passive income would be something like affiliate marketing, where all you're doing is marketing it out. Rental income, things like that are your passive income and are better suited for an LLC. There's tax advantages between the two. And so when it comes to the difference between an S-corp and a C-corp, really an S-corp is, I would say, 90%, if not more, businesses are meant to be S-corps, because they're made for the mom and pop shops, right? The majority of businesses are small businesses, okay? So that's what they mean by S businesses, is that the income goes onto your tax returns. So the difference between the S-corp and the C-corp is that the C-corp still gives the asset protection like a S-corp would or an LLC. The difference is that you're paying taxes to that S-corp. So if you're the only employee on it, it's very foolish. It's really meant for like the Walmarts, the where you have hundreds of employees and you are an employee of your own company. Then that employee or that company pays taxes to the state, and only your W-2 on your employee on your 1040 when you file your tax returns.
Okay, great. Got another email question. It's from Tom in Wyandanch. Hello, Melissa. I really want to get involved in real estate investing, but don't know where I should be. Who can help me identify my strengths?
A lot of questions today. So we have a great event that we do Zoom and sometimes live. On the 4th Wednesday of every month is typically when we do it, and it's called the Intro to Real Estate Investing. It's a great platform to ask any questions, pick your brain. We have Mike and Sean who host it. It's really a great way to start to network and get things going for your real estate So if you have any questions about it, definitely look on our calendar, and it's the Intro to Real Estate Investing.
Is that a free or a paid event?
That is free. Yep.
Okay, so anybody could attend. And
it's an hour each month, and it's a way to give back to answer some questions.
Excellent. So hope to see you at the next one, Tom. Melissa.
Which would be November 23rd at 7 p.m.
Let me fact check you on that.
Yeah, it is.
It is? All right.
It's the day before Thanksgiving.
Excellent. All right, Melissa.
Please hang up and try again.
So I normally don't edit and add things into the podcast. However, after thinking about it, I decided to fact check. And November 24th, Wednesday, November 24th, is the Intro to Real Estate Investing class. Excellent. All right, Melissa, have you ever gotten into a physical altercation with anyone?
Physical?
This is a random question. That means a fight.
Where I fought back?
Fist fight. Yeah, where you fought back, not where you're just taking it.
Okay. Like, you're really going
Sisters, school. Come on, you ever swung at somebody?
I'm sure my sisters and I. Oh, yeah. We had a big, giant jelly and flour fight in our kitchen.
That's not a physical altercation. That's a fantasy for a lot of people. Jelly and Jell-O? Come on.
No, jelly and flour. No. I don't think I ever have.
Well, I'll never take you into battle then.
Yeah.
All right, question number 4. What is an LLC? Why is it different, and who is it for?
Okay, LLCs are pass-throughs, and true pass-throughs in the sense that you do not file a separate
First
tax
of all,
return.
it stands for?
Limited liability company.
Excellent.
I used to think it was corporation too, but it's not. It's company.
I did until you just said it.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. When you're listed in a corporation, you're either a president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer, right? You can have all of the fancy names, but you have to have those roles filled. It can be multiple people. Like in my S-corp, I'm my president, my vice president, my secretary, and my treasurer. Woohoo! But it's 100% owned by me, right?
Right.
But you have to have that for legal purposes. You must have a president and a secretary for every corporation. In an LLC, you're a member. You're not, that's your description or your title is a member. You could be a managing member where you make decisions, or a member. And then they can give different roles and responsibilities to those members. So that's one big difference. The other big difference is the way it's taxed. The beauty of it is if you're starting out an LLC and then you eventually become an operating business, you can change your LLC and be taxed as an S corporation. What that means is that you'd have all the tax advantage of a small business where you could have some exemption of your self-employment tax. The difference on an LLC, you don't have to be on the payroll. It's meant to be passive income. It's great for holding properties. It's great for having partnerships because you can easily exchange the partnerships. You don't have to do stock trades like you do with the S-corps. And you're, like I said, you're not required to take a payroll on the LLC. So it has a lot of flexibility. It's truly universal. And the benefit is you don't have to file a tax return. It truly goes onto your LLC. I think it's on the Schedule E or Schedule C.
All right, great. So this is a lot of content, and it is confusing content. So we're going to have to split this one up into different segments to get into the nitty-gritty details of S-corps, LLCs, C-corps, and how to set them up and stuff like that. It's not going to be able to be covered in one podcast.
But you could come to our December 8th event where we're having an accountant, Saranto Kalamas, who's going to be talking about the benefits of C-corps, S-corps, and LLCs, which one's right for you, and how to set them up. So that's a great idea if you want to tie into the December 8th event.
Excellent. And we'll do more podcasts based on these throughout the month or the next 2 months and get into the nitty-gritty. So let's get to the lightning round. Melissa, How do you like your eggs?
Omelet style.
Omelet style. Corn, on or off the cob?
On the cob.
On the cob.
But I need a toothpick.
We have 8 kids. How do you like your eggs? Fertilized.
Yeah.
Play it safe or roll the dice?
Oh, roll the dice.
Cake or cookies?
Cookies.
Would you rather lose a leg and live till 90 or 65 but with both legs?
Oh, one leg, 90.
One leg and 90. All right, hobbles. Would you rather lose your teeth or your hair?
I can always get another leg.
Teeth or hair?
My hair.
You'd rather lose your hair and keep your teeth?
Yeah, I already lost a lot of my hair.
Oh, geez, I already lost most of my teeth. Guys, real estate investing is the pathway to success, but education is the key. Go to Out of the Rat Race podcast, register, and receive the ebook that'll explain to you where to get the money to begin investing in real estate today. Stop chasing the cheese and learn how to make it for yourself, because only then can you truly escape the rat race. From Melissa, our staff, and myself, happy investing.